the Stinky Popcorn Boys.
We watch movies and eat popcorn. And you're stinky.
Hello. We are the Stinky Popcorn Boys. Three boys talking about movies and how they made us feel. I am Patrick Basquill, and my kink is not abducting people.
I am John Gilardi, and are you lost, baby girl?
I'm Christian Ames, and I don't make love. I fuck hard.
Nice.
I was like, wait, is that a
Yes.
quote from 365 or?
No, that's from 50 Shades, baby.
Yeah.
And
Those-
what?
the
So
key is
what are
hard.
we talking about today, sexy boys?
We are the sexy popcorn boys, and we're going to be discussing the hottest movie out right now, 365 DNI, aka 365 Days. And for an added fun, we're going to be comparing 365 to the movie that it blatantly, and I would say, this is an opinion, childishly rips off 50 Shades of Grey. Christian
Yeah.
Grey. Grey Christian. Christian
Oh, yeah.
Grey.
Got the same name, man. You and him are.
Dude,
kindred spirits.
it's the sexiest name on the planet. Except I feel like everybody my entire life has called me Christian, but in the movie they call him Christian. Christian. It's so much sexier. I told my wife
Northwest.
today. So this morning I woke up and watched 50 Shades of Grey at 9 a.m. My wife was like, "What are you doing?"
Hell yeah, bro.
And the biggest takeaway I had was I really want her, especially when we're getting intimate, to call me Christian. Christian.
I could call you Christian.
That's so much sexier. I'm already chubbed, dude. This
Hell
is going to be
yeah, bro.
I hope you guys brought your lotion and your tissues. This is going to be, these movies are hot. So should we
be a
start with
steamy-
Get the
365
Vaseline
days?
Let's, someone give us a little synopsis. Give it to us,
I mean,
John.
Okay. So synopsis of 365. I'll do that. Someone can do 50 Shades.
Okay.
So this movie is like Sicilian mobster. He is doing mobster stuff, and his dad gets shot.
Oh, no.
And moments before that, he sees a girl, and that girl just
He loves her so much.
she just doesn't get out of his head, and so he sees her by chance, and then he kidnaps her and says,
Oh, I thought he
Hey.
dreamed about her.
"No, I think he sees her on the beach."
Oh.
Dude,
Moments
I
before
thought she
his
was
dad
like a
dies.
reincarnation of his long lost
That's
love.
what I thought that he dreamed
was it?
about her or something. No,
I don't. No, I thought he was dreaming back of that moment. I thought he was because he had binoculars and he was looking at her on the beach moments like in that opening scene.
But
No, I think you're right, John.
I think it's like a dream. I think that he's just a pervy dude.
Well, he's recalling it. That's how we see it in that dream state.
Okay.
But it's I think it's like in the world. It's in the setup of that opening scene. And so
guess-
essentially, he sees his girl moments before his dad gets murdered and he
Nice.
gets shot
He's
as well.
like, I fucking love this girl.
And so this girl is just stuck in his head, and 5 years later, he sees her at an airport, and he sets up a kidnapping so that he can, so that he has her under his control, and he says, "You have 365 days to fall in love with me, and then after that, I'll let you go." So that's the movie.
That's the movie. It's
let's-
That is literally the movie.
That's the movie.
What is 50 Shades?
50 Shades of
What's-
Grey. So Anastasia Steele is a college student who's graduating, and she like interviews this 27-year-old business billionaire, Christian Grey. Christian Grey. And he's like, she's really goofy in the meeting, and he's like, I need her. I need this person. And then they have, he's a dominant, and they have a contract, and they have sexy sex. And then she's like, wait a second. You can't, I don't want to get you to spank me as hard as you want to spank me. And then they leave each other sort of at the end of the movie.
They
Yep.
break up.
Yep.
It's sad.
So, disclaimer: I read the first two books and half of the last one.
Ooh.
It was a phenomenon. I was curious.
That's how
so I read it.
I read the Twilight books I read all of them in I think 2 weeks because I was just what the fuck is going on with this?
It's
Yeah.
a fun fact for those who don't know. 50 Shades originated from a fan fiction of Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know if is that folklore or is that for real? Because I say that, but I don't know if it's that.
No,
for
it's
real,
it's
real.
for real. I researched it. It's the movie. The book is based on a fan fiction that started on some weird forum years ago from a lady whose pen name was Ice Queen's Ice Dragons or something. So it definitely. And when you watch it, it takes place in Seattle. Even the color palette of the movie is the same. I was waiting for Christian to confess his vampirism at some point.
Oh yeah,
It's
He even plays
definitely.
he even plays the piano, and at one point she's like, "Oh, the songs you play are so sad."
Oh,
That was a pretty good Dakota Johnson. Good job,
And then
Patrick.
That was
Yeah.
like
Oh, that
she
was
was
great.
in The Social Network,
Yeah.
and then this movie was supposed to be like her big movie, her big blockbuster that would help propel her career. And I don't know if it did. I mean, Charlie Hunnam was supposed to be Christian Grey too,
Yeah.
but I think it's started to soon become evident that this was just going to be a cash cow kind of money grab thing.
Yeah.
And
I think-
the actor who played Christian, I almost said Christian Bale. He basically was Christian Bale in American Psycho. Christian Grey, Jamie Dornan, he immensely regrets this role. He hates it so
I
much.
think they both
that
ended
one
up
line
hating
is the line.
I'm
that
sure.
just- what is it? I like to fuck
Yeah.
hard. Just like Jesus.
Or no, my favorite is I'm 50 Shades of fucked up.
Yeah, that's
It's the
one.
best line.
And then right after that, she's like, "Well, show me." And he's like, "He told you, baby girl." He was like, "I'm 50 Shades of fucked up." That's all you need to know, bruh.
Well, just like
Yeah.
the sympathetic characterization of Christian Grey is just so weirdly juxtaposed by his sexual kink.
Yeah.
And then like
But at least in 50 Shades, they give it
Yes.
some backstory because he was technically, even though he says he was sexually abused, he was a sub for his mother's friend when he was 15 for
Yeah.
like 6 years.
Which is
So at
all
least
kinds
they're-
of fucked up.
It's all kinds of fucked up. So at least they give backstory. Whereas, let's go back to 365 days, we got Massimo, who is just a pure sadist.
Oh
I
my-
mean,
Is he
he
though?
doesn't.
I don't know
He
if he's a
doesn't
sadist.
really.
I don't
He's
think he's
just
a sadist. He's just like
I think
a
he's
fucking.
he's a man in power, basically. A
Yeah.
rich man
Yeah,
in power.
and let's be honest, he's so hot. He's so hot.
Yeah, but people thought Ted Bundy was attractive too. I
True,
mean-
but he cut off their heads.
Yeah. All right. Well, we don't need to go into what Ted Bundy did. I'm just saying it's like people can be attractive.
I'm just
and-
saying Ted Bundy's not that bad of a guy if you think about it. That was a joke.
Whoa!
That was a joke. That was a joke.
That's it. You
So,
have to hit it with
I
that was a
think-
joke.
The movie sets the tone. 365 does that. It's a terrible movie. Just with the camera movement, every single movement's like a Michael Bay sweeping shot. So the whole thing is just sweeping shots back to back of just this business deal, I guess.
That fucking
Um,
didn't make any sense.
I hate that kind of stuff.
That didn't make
it's
any
like-
sense. That whole like this movie is so confusing, and it's like it's.
Well, I didn't understand what her introduction was. And the fact that she's a businesswoman
Was she?
wasn't relevant, or I don't even know what she was doing.
Was she powerful? Did she win? I don't know what the outcome of either of those scenes were. Like,
Yeah.
it was so
But
confusing.
so those are so it established a second establishing kind of moment, but the first one is this drug deal where his dad gets shot.
No. It's not a drug deal. They start off this
sorry.
movie about sex with
Yeah.
they're like, oh, we've got 20 girls. Some of them are as young
Yep.
as 12, and then they never address it. They're never addressed.
Well,
it.
then
And
he's
dad-
against it. He has one of his cousins or cohorts, and he's taking the high ground on him because he doesn't sex traffic minors or something. It's just. But
he's
at the
still-
beginning, they're talking about that. It's so confusing and stupid. And then,
Well-
again, that opening shot. So that it's showing this little castle on this island, and there's nothing around it. And when he gets shot by his dad gets shot from a 45-degree angle,
Mhm.
either upward or downward. I don't remember,
I
but
think it's
neither
downward.
makes sense. Yeah, which makes no sense because they're in the middle of nowhere. So did someone arc a shot from 3 miles out?
Helicopter, maybe. I don't
I
fucking
guess.
know.
I guess a helicopter, but I mean, right there, the movie just doesn't care. It's just setting.
Well, and
It's just
that's what I got. Is this movie is so confusing, and it does itself a disservice by attempting to do too much storyline, and they should have either made the storyline better or have just done a porn. You know?
Dude, that is
Yeah.
my number. So this is why I hated 365 Days. I could accept the fact that the story sucked and everything, but they had some beautiful, sexy locations, sexy people. Massimo was hot. Laura was hot. This is the problem with 365 Days. And I'm sure every man on the planet will agree with me. No penetration. Why was there no penetration? It looked like they were having sex. I'm being serious. So when you watch porn, you're not there for the story. You're there to be intimate. And I actually had a very deep conversation with my wife about this.
Hell yeah.
So my wife was because she and her friends, they thought it was stupid, but they enjoyed it for what it was. And I was like, yeah, but you don't see the penetration. And she was like, Christian, that's not necessarily what most women want. It's the passion, it's the buildup, it's the power, just the passion that goes into it. That's what women want. And I was like, oh, okay. I just want to see a dick going in.
Well, yeah,
you know?
this is softcore.
Yeah.
It's softcore. And like, dude, the last time I got off to softcore porn was when I was like 13.
Was it Basic Instinct?
Yeah. Oh, Basic Instinct. But Basic Instinct is a pretty good movie, and Sharon Stone is.
That's a difference. That's a good movie. Like, I think, and we can get into
this
more
needs
of it.
What it lacks in story, it should have made up for with penetration. I'm adamant about that.
Honestly, I agree with you. Or I think that they could have made this movie better. They have all this, like, if they
Well, they
Dude,
established
Netflix's first high budget porno, that would have been mind blowing. They should have done it. They should have gone. Because, dude, okay, let's talk about this. Were they having sex? It looked like it. There was a moment where it looked like Massimo was eating her ass.
He might have.
I mean, he was getting in there because there's no other way to,
There's no way to
do
fake
that.
it.
Yeah.
Especially in a wide shot.
Dude, I think they were doing it. And the passion was there. Like when he spits on her at one point, on her privates.
Vagina.
On her
Is that
vagina. Okay? I won't. Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm not going to
What
use
did you
any
guys think
slang
of
terms.
the introduction of the characters and their sexual characteristics with him on the plane and her getting ignored by her boyfriend? Like that was.
Oh yeah.
That was interesting.
Oh
that was
man.
definitely.
Well, first of all,
it establishes that this guy just. I don't even know how to talk about it, not delicately, but like not just being straight up vulgar, but it's just. I don't know, Christian. You want to put into words?
Can we? Well, Christian,
it's just
do it.
rough. It's very aggressive.
It's very
I guess
aggressive.
it is. Yeah.
And
In a beautiful way.
Is it?
In a poetic way.
Is it? Well,
This whole movie.
It's very. I don't think that it's poetic. I think this movie is about abduction and like gaslighting. It's baffling to me that this movie has gotten as big as it is because
especially
in today's world,
especially post Me Too.
Because he abducts her. He literally abducts her, and he drugs her. And there's a point where right before, which is a fucking hilarious bit where he straps her up. She says no, I want to get out of the room, and then he like straps her up, and then makes her watch another girl blow him, or perform.
That scene is
fellatio.
incredibly uncomfortable.
And it's just like he's like, look at what you're missing, and it's like fucking nothing.
But it wouldn't.
Well, then,
again,
after
I must
that
say,
happens, he goes up to her and he lets her off the restraints, and then he's like, "Sad boy." It's like, are we pitying him right now? Like, what's going on?
What are we feeling? Like,
because the one thing, Massimo, he needs her consent. He said he wouldn't do anything without her consent. That makes him a good boy.
Yeah, I mean he's still crossing. I mean, he crossed the line when he drugged and kidnapped her, but like he continuously crosses the line.
He kind of crossed the line there.
Maybe a little bit.
I mean, I'm flabbergasted that this is like number one, and people are cool with it being like, or so many people are watching it.
I think that's one
again,
of the things.
it's a fantasy. That's why we were missing the penetration. Then it could have been full porno. Because when you watch porn, you disconnect. When you watch porn, you're like, this isn't real life. I'm just trying to bust. That's it. They should have gone the full 9 yards with this and just gone straight.
But it wasn't for
porn.
that audience, though. So I mean,
Yeah.
it was exactly again as you mentioned, the tension, the build up, and the passion.
Well, and that's the thing that.
But again, that's built up with kidnapping and gaslighting and stuff.
I think the problem with both of these movies, is that there's essentially no conflict. Like the major conflict, what this movie is about, is are they gonna have sex, and
the turning point is
the turning
we'll
point.
get into that
The turning point
in a
is
sec.
them, and it's like, are they gonna have sex? And then you're like, oh, they have sex, and the tension is lost, and like now that we know they're gonna have sex, they've done it. I'm not doing it, and again, it's like the porn thing where you watch porn and you're jerking off or doing whatever you need to do.
And you bust.
And you finish, and you're like, all right, sweet.
It's
This is
over.
gross to me now. I don't want to see this.
Dude, it's like Jim and Pam. Once they got together, it's like, whatever.
So the kind of the so she goes to the club. She dresses extra risque.
Does she?
And there's conflict. She attracts the attention of a rival gang, and he has to butt in. And oh my God, there's tension. And then the next day on a yacht, she's like, "I'm sorry about that." And he's like, "Yeah, you should be. You know what you just caused?" And she's like, "Wait, are you yelling at me because your rival friend tried to rape me?" And she's like, "This is bullshit." And she runs away to the bow, and he's like, "Wait, come here." And he's like grabbing her and being like he's not letting her go. And their little scuffle, she falls out off the boat, which comically was just funny because it just looks so stupid how she fell off the boat. But and then he dives in after her gloriously and he saves her.
Because he's so
and she's
strong.
like, she's so thankful. She's like, "Oh my God, you're my hero." Like just this 180, and then they bone, and it cuts to a gratuitous montage of them having sex all over this yacht.
All over
with
the
these
yacht.
crazy drone shots. Like it's just, it's like, okay, so that's the climax here. Like
Everyone's
she
talking
fell
about
into the water because she was trying to get away from him when he was being
an asshole.
a dick. Like, and then she's just all in after that.
Because she realizes she's trapped with this man, but she'll always be safe with him.
But she says, "I don't need."
Isn't that how every woman should feel? I'm trapped with this man, but I guess I'll be safe.
I guess at least he'll take care of me.
Like,
And he's
50
really
Shades is-
hot and Italian.
50 Shades is a terrible story, and
I mean,
it's just not good. But
it makes this movie like 50 Shades. This
looks
movie,
great compared
yeah,
to this. Like,
yeah, this movie makes it look like it's fucking Citizen Kane. Like,
Dude,
oh, shit.
I thought the same thing. When I watched 50 Shades this morning, I thought, this is Oscar worthy. This is the most beautiful motion picture I've ever seen in my whole life.
Even their introductions. I stopped the movie 4 minutes in because I also watched it today. I stopped the movie 4 minutes in, and I was like, this is so much better because it's just the introduction is so much sweeter. I want these characters to fuck. Like I'm watching this movie. I'm watching 50 Shades of Grey, and like Anastasia's doing her little awkward girl thing, and like we get our sexy introduction. Like it's clearly shot from for her perspective, which is again something that I've talked about previously. Is like the perspective in 365 is all over the place. We're following this guy, then we're following that guy, and we're following them together, and they're both. But it's like in 50 Shades of Grey, it's from her perspective, and like it's just so much more powerful because we're following.
Well, he's a man
her.
of mystery too, so it's like, oh, cool. Like, what is Christian Grey's deal? You know, like, and
and he's
it
nice.
gives you like he's super rich and attractive man, but you buy in her intrigue with him because he is mysterious and he does have a vulnerable side, you know, and so there you buy that.
And he's nice.
Anastasia's into it.
Like even if he's
He's kind of
overbearing,
nice.
even if he's overbearing and like a dominant dickhead, like at least. At the end of the movie, when she's like, no, he lets her leave. That's more we can say for fucking Massimo. Massimo literally is like, no,
Well,
I'm going to
dude,
fucking strap you up and make you watch somebody blow me.
They actually have some minute level of character development in 50 Shades, whereas, again, I can't emphasize this enough. 365 Days would have been so much better with penetration. Just go full porn, Netflix.
Yeah.
Just go full porn. I
Just
would have
go all
watched
the
that
way.
whole fucking movie if I got to see Massimo's giant throbbing member going into
did see
Laura,
some hog
in and out. Give me some cream pie, a little anal. Like, let's get some.
We can,
hey, bring your
prematurely
friends
bring
in. Bukkake, you know. Let's get the whole thing.
We can prematurely bring in the hog watch segment.
Yeah.
You do see
Ooh,
a little bit of
prematurely.
Massimo's hog.
Well, do you
Christian,
though?
you want to review it?
Well, okay, here we go. Hogwatch. Pretty disappointing. I mean, I just said it. We didn't get penetration. We got a snippet of Massimo's penis. Trust me, dude. I was that scene in when Laura is like staring at his cock in the shower, and she's just like staring at it, and he's like, "Why are you looking at it?" And she's just like, And I was like, "Yeah, show me the dick, dude.
Let's
show
see
me
it.
the dick."
Let's
She's
see it.
staring at it like it's beautiful. Like, let's see. Like, trust me, I'm not gay. I'm comfortable with my sexuality, but I wanted to see
I
his
just think
penis.
equal opportunity nudity.
And I like looking at a beautiful penis. The way she was looking at it was like it was the fucking Sistine Chapel. I wanted to see it. You know?
That's actually how Michelangelo painted the Sistine Chapel, with his penis.
I mean, he's Italian. Massimo is Italian. It works out.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have those famous lines in 50 Shades. I like to fuck hard. And what's the other one?
I don't make
I'll
love. I
fuck you.
I'm
My favorite quote is, "I want to fuck you so hard into next week." I think that's my favorite.
No,
and
are
then
you talking about from 365?
Are you lost, baby girl?
Because in 365, this is in the movie, and this is actually before. This is him chasing after her before she falls off the boat, and he says, "I'm gonna fuck you so hard that they will hear you scream in Warsaw." She's Polish.
Oh, I do. I remember that
Remember
one.
that? I don't.
That's a
Oh,
line
dude.
in the movie.
That's like
I'm gonna
that's
f you
kinda,
so hard they will hear you scream in Warsaw.
dude. That one made me think of like Nazis.
Well, just because
Just
Warsaw,
because of Warsaw, yeah, the war.
and the ghettos, but
No,
This-
but it did. It was just like that's
360
kind of
365 again. Like we talked about it being fan fiction, and like
it's fan fiction of Twilight. I mean,
It's-
of 50 Shades for sure.
Well,
yeah,
that's
it's a
what 50
fan
Shades
fiction of a
is.
fan fiction.
Or
yeah,
it's just a Polish knockoff of an American movie.
because that's
essentially.
it's like I have delved onto some fan fiction, like just to read it, because it's, you know, people put their stuff into it and they read it, and like I don't fucking know, you just end up into
it's
some
a
weird
fantasy.
places. But I was reading some fan fiction, and this was literally it, except it was about Harry Styles and One Direction instead of an Italian gangster. And like the first chapter was about Harry Styles coming to abduct this girl from the middle of nowhere and hold her hostage. And the other members of One Direction were like, "Oh, sorry, sometimes Harry gets this way." And like it was it.
Did
And
they
I-
all fuck her?
I didn't read that far. I was just like, huh, this is
Damn.
interesting.
I mean, I guess this fantasy is okay as a fantasy. I guess like I don't understand. Like I know it's a fantasy, and if it's truly a super detached, stupid fantasy,
yeah.
I
Yeah,
guess
dude,
it has
like-
its place. I don't know, but like I still am blown away and confused at how this exists today.
Here, John.
And not
let
even
me,
that.
Let me,
I mean, less so that it exists today, but again, that it's doing so well that it's like number one. I mean, how much of it has to do with people being holed up
bored.
alone, you know, or like or just the general state of like being repressed and held down because we're quarantined, you know?
Yeah.
Or would this still be number one today if the world was normal? I don't like.
well, dude,
I
to
wanna
flip
know
it,
why.
John. Imagine you're sitting at home alone in quarantine, and a movie comes out called, I don't know. No, don't. Not a movie. One day you wake up and Natalie Portman attacks you, and she chloroforms you, and you
Uh-oh.
wake up on a big yacht. And Natalie Portman has a gun to you, and she's like, "Take off your clothes and make
Oh,
love
boy.
to me." And you're like, "Oh, I'm so scared," but secretly you really want to. And then she's like, "You have 365 days to fall in love with me.
Done.
After
Got
that,
it.
I'll let you go." Day one, you're just like, "Woo, I'm in.
Love. Here we go.
Let's go, Natalie."
I mean,
And she's got an Italian accent.
And then
still
you would
not
ask
one
me
to
like,
one though.
"Hey, what kind of movies you like?" That would be, I was like, "Hey, what kind of movies you like, Natalie?" And she'd
So like,
say,
I mean, I obviously that fantasy exists and it's a thing, be it Harry Styles or Massimo. But
yeah.
I don't
Here's the
know.
catch, though. With Natalie Portman, she forces you to watch Attack of the Clones every single day with her.
I mean,
Ooh, I don't know
if
about
I'm
every single day.
if I'm with Natalie Portman, I will watch Attack of the Clones every single day.
Yeah.
If she's there, if I could like look at her as she's fighting the cat beast in the fucking thing, and I look over, I'm like, hey, that's fucking you right there. Like this
Yeah,
is.
but she's got you handcuffed and gagged the whole time too.
I mean, that's 2 hours there every day. If you have 12 waking hours on average, that leaves you. With
I
only
think
10.
I would have to think she would get bored of it eventually.
Yeah.
And also,
I don't know. I'm trying to put a male reverse spin on this.
But what I was gonna say, I hear you. I'm with you. But it's like 50 Shades is fan fiction, and then they polished it, and it's like, okay, yeah, this is put together. But like, this was ripped directly from like Tumblr or Wattpad. What's Wattpad? But that's what I read online. Like,
I feel like this isn't even like derivative of the 50 Shades book. It's like they just took the movie and made their own copy of it.
Except they took out, and here's they took out all the process of like him being a BDSM. He's just a fucking asshole who abducts his girl and is like, you fall in love with me now because I was watching you instead of watching my dad's back because I'm a bad gangster, and so my dad got killed, and I was watching you with binoculars because I'm a fucking pervert, and then I abducted you and drugged you, and I'm a terrible person, and I don't know why people like me. That's what he says.
Just because he's hot.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? And so they become cool. They're having fun. They go shopping, and he hates it, which was kind of funny. I like that part. How he just hated tagging along. He's like, oh god.
He's like,
whatever.
Here I am, I guess.
Yeah, like I'm just the boyfriend. She's going shopping. And then he drops a bomb on her. He says, "Hey, you're gonna go back home to Poland," and she's like betrayed, and like it's the worst thing ever. And she just doesn't want to travel for some reason. It's like something they establish. Like she just does not want to fly. Like they go on a trip to somewhere, and it's the worst thing ever. She's kidnapped, but she doesn't want to travel. She is nonchalant enough about being kidnapped. But she draws the line and raises a fuss when he wants to take her to like Ibiza or wherever it was to go hang out. Like, just dumb, stupid, weak character right there.
Yeah.
Well, like Patrick said, it was all about the gaslighting. He's just trying to manipulate her.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, baby girl.
Are you lost, baby girl?
One part I was just like also just there's so many parts of this movie where you're like, this is bad. This isn't a movie. Is when she goes back to Poland. She's hanging out with her best friend, and they have a good time. They get drunk. They go get their nails done. They go shopping. They go out. It's awesome.
I thought they were gonna hook up.
Yeah, I did too. And I thought she was her sister at first. I was like, well, this is weird. I mean, best friend. Okay, I guess I get it. I don't know. But so she's having a great night with her friend, and then her friend walks off with a dude, and then her ex-boyfriend, who's out with her at the beginning of the film, they get into a fight, and they fight all the way to her apartment. And then Massimo's there, and the guy gets scared, and he runs away. And then her and Massimo get into a fight, and she says, "You have no idea what I've been through." And it's just like, wait, what? Just like hanging out with your friend all day? Like, what?
Or are you talking about the time that somebody abducted you and then put you in the basement? Is that what you're talking about?
If that's what she's talking about, then yeah, that's traumatic, and I would not know how that would impact you. That's a huge thing to go through.
And don't they?
But I don't think she was talking
her up
about
against
that.
the window right after that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and
There's
then
like
of course
a
after that's a
helicopter
gratuitous
shot.
sex scene.
I wonder if I wonder if that was sort of their way around, like of having like less people on set, is having those like drone shots, because they had a lot of drone shots when they were doing like sexy stuff.
Because they were definitely having sex.
They are on record saying that they are not on sex, or they are not on sex. They are not on sex.
I'm off sex.
I'm off it, dude. I can't do it no
Wait, so they
more.
didn't actually have sex?
Yeah, that's what the official word is.
Fuck.
Just watch that Shia LaBeouf movie then, Christian, if you want that.
Nymphomaniac.
No, because it's not going to show it. I need to see it. If it's
you're
a
wrong.
porno, well,
Nymphomaniac
okay.
shows it.
There's also this great site that's free that you can see anything you want.
Yep, that's true.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if I want porn, I'm not going to watch this. I'm just going to go to Pornhub.
But it wasn't made for you.
Yeah, it wasn't. But okay, let me talk about the things I liked about
Do you feel left out
this.
that there aren't feature-length movies made for you? because there are. You just have to go buy them online as DVDs.
No, it's too much.
They exist.
I was hoping
Pirates?
that Netflix would take the leap, be the first ones to really do this, to go all in. But I mean, as my wife said, this isn't for you, Christian. It's a
and then
fantasy.
we could talk about the difference too between like something like Nymphomaniac and Gasper Knows Love, which people on TikTok and or Twitter are like, if you like 365, watch the opening minutes of Love on Netflix. And there's just a massive difference. I haven't seen Love, but if it opens in a very it sets the tone very early. But I could talk about those things later because I got them queued up in my shotgun. Christian, talk about what you liked about the movie.
Yeah, I just wanted to say some quick things that I really liked about this movie, and mainly, like, it's just one thing. The settings are so sexy. Everything about this movie is sexy. The actors, when she's in the castle, she wakes up to a crackling fireplace, and it's almost like ASMR, and he's just standing there like, hello, baby girl. And then the big showers when she's staring at his cock. There's topiaries. There's a Scooby-Doo level banquet table of food where they're eating 20 feet away from each other, and everything about it is sexy. The yacht, every location is just sexy and shot big and beautiful, and it's not good, but at least everything looks sexy. And that got me buckled up. Again, just lacking penetration. So.
Yeah, to piggyback off of that, I would say my one, again, redeeming quality is it made me want to go on a vacation in Europe. Like, it gave me that vacation Europe vibe. Made me miss going to Italy or to France or something like that and just enjoying Europe, I guess. I keep
fucking
repeating
on
myself.
a yacht.
But yeah, well, but then that was the fantasy for me. I was like, fuck, it'd be super cool to be super rich and go to vacation in Europe and stuff like that. But then at the more realistic level, it made me like, oh, cool. Like, it's bringing up some feelings of when I have gone over there and vacationed and stuff, and that's fun. Like, simple stuff, not the weird, crazy sexual fantasies, but just like, walking around cobblestone streets, old buildings, the good food, wine, the cool roads along the Riviera, like that kind of stuff. Yeah.
I want to gently disagree with you, Christian, especially in comparison to 50 Shades of Grey. Is everything in 50 Shades is shot to be sexy because the focus of the film is sex. 365 pays attention. It pays attention to the sex and the lights and shit, but everything else gets the same amount of attention. Like, why do we have that long shot, the long slow-mo stuff of either them dancing, like, or his dad dying, the bit at the end where there's that big old twist or whatever. But I just feel like it pays too much attention, and like a lot of the stuff it felt like out of time. The set pieces, I don't know. There's not much that I liked. I liked the lighting.
No, that's a good point, because 50 Shades definitely revolved around the tension of when are they gonna fuck, whereas
and even once they fucked,
I know what you mean.
The tension was still there, like just because of the intimacy of it. Because I would say that 365 did like a good job of making everything big and sexy and like big, but like 50 Shades is so much more intimate. And like that was one of the things that I was like, and thinking about good stuff is like the lighting is really good, boobies are great, butts are great, but also the sound design of 50 Shades. You really feel like you're up in that, like the breath, the attention to the breath, how it feels. It's like, all right. Okay, you guys paid attention to stuff.
Yeah. Well, to go off that note, I think despite the fact that neither film had full-on penetration, which we know at this point I'm a big fan of, I honestly think I would probably have an easier time masturbating to 50 Shades just because of the buildup of that tension. It's like, honestly, I got more of a chub to 50 Shades than I did to 365.
And I think that's really
my
the
chub meter
measurement.
was definitely way more up.
That's
we got Hogwatch and chub meter.
Yeah. Well, what about you guys? Which one chubbed you up more?
I think that right from the beginning, 50 Shades is like, it's like a long, slow chub, and it like pulses with it. So your chub never gets below half mast.
Yes.
So sorry.
No, dude. I know what you mean. It is a long burn. It's a long.
Yeah, I mean, 50 Shades is definitely more sexy, and I think this movie, it doesn't build up this, like I alluded to earlier, but I'll just say what it like. So one of the third sequence, you have the opening sequence with the death and the dad. The second one is establishing them in their business careers for some reason. And then the third one.
Shit.
And then the third one is them in a sexual experience. So he's like eventually just like throat fucking a girl on a plane.
Yep.
And it's cross cut with her using a vibrator. And like, it just isn't.
It's not sexy.
It's not sexy. Like, it's just like, it's very stark and it's weirdly cut together too, because she's in a dark room with candles and he's on a bright airplane with his like work friends just on the other side of the curtain.
Just on the other side of the curtain. Just on the other side of his curtain. And he's just
destroying this girl's throat. And
please leave her alone.
It's super rough and messed up, but she like, then it cuts her and she's like, she likes it. Like, she has that smirk. And you know, you're like, you do you. If that's what that girl in that world likes, cool. But like,
But that's our introduction to our main like protagonist character, and it's like, what the fuck are we doing? And the first time we meet Christian Grey, we're like, oh wow, look at his office. He's nice. He lends her a pencil, and he's like interested in her. And this dude's like, I need fuck whenever. Okay, he's Arnold. He's like, I need fuck whenever I hear bad news. I hear bad news.
Instead of
I am going to fuck you until next week.
Are you lost, baby girl?
Wait, what's Vienna? They'll hear you screaming in Vienna.
The hell you screaming in Vienna?
Yeah, like this movie has way more sex and way more not grotesque. What's the word?
Gratuitous
sex, but it's
unfulfilling.
I see what you're saying, Christian, because it's like, if it's so gratuitous and it's all over the place, so it does feel like it's missing something.
Show me the dick.
Where in 50 Shades, it's still like smut, or is that the right word, smut?
Yeah,
it's still smut, but like it's built up to and it's done well enough.
360
earned the tension, working with the tension, and the tension isn't like, you're kidnapped and you have to love me.
Don't fucking watch.
Is it gonna happen? It's like, what this girl is trying to figure this guy out, and if she's into him.
Don't fucking.
And what's the mystery? You know, like it. I don't know. I never thought I'd be in a universe where I'm like defending 50 Shades or why 50 Shades is a better thing. It's so weird.
But look at what we're comparing it to, dude.
I know.
Like
it's obviously a low bar, and the fact that this is below it is a testament to its shittiness.
But the thing is it that low of a bar? Like, the dialogue and everything in 50 Shades is pretty, like, standard. And if they have actors who are willing to do the nudity and do, like, the sex scenes, why not fucking craft a good story around it? Like, that's like, have some emotional stakes. And then let's go ahead. How do we make this movie better? I have a couple different options.
Well, I'd say, how does it end? I think that's an important thing to touch on before we get to there. So,
well,
how does it end?
Spoiler alert. She's pregnant, which is I will say a good moment, because they've been having unprotected sex every which way, and it's like, all right, they've got you there. She's pregnant. That's how fucking human anatomy works. And so I guess she's like she's getting driven. She was on a shopping trip for her wedding, right?
Yeah, her friend came in to be her bridesmaid, and they just went shopping. They went dress fitting.
Yeah.
And so they're heading back. And
then the dad, Mario, or the like dad replacement.
Probably uncle
or
figure.
something, yeah. He's like, he gets a call that's just from someone random that says they're gonna kill Laura. Who, guys, I'll be honest, that's the first time I found out her name was Laura. Was that
really?
I watched the whole movie.
I mean, I heard it just because the ADR was so like, it was always like really loudly, Laura. Just like, it was hard to miss.
I didn't. I missed it, I guess. But he's like, they're going to kill Laura.
I was like, who's they and why? Is this because of the little club scene? Like, it's just like he's a mobster, so they are just going to be the rivals.
They're just going to kill Laura. They're just going to do it. Because, and again, if you know, and so then she drives into this tunnel, and she doesn't come out on the other side. and Massimo, he falls to his knees and cries.
Well, no, before that, his friend or whatever just looks at him and shrugs.
He's his
just
super
looks
old
at him and
uncle
goes,
man.
whoops. And this is a rule in a movie. If you don't see somebody die, they're not dead. So all you see is her car go into a tunnel. His friend shrugs. Massimo cries and falls to his knees. Movie ends.
Well, it cuts back and it shows the road, but on the other end, there's an ambulance blocking it.
Yeah, or it's a police
So
car
I guess-
or something.
Yeah.
Something.
Oh, yeah, that's
Well,
right.
here's my interpretation of Massimo.
And that's literally the end
if
of the
my-
movie.
Here's my interpretation of Massimo. This is me being Massimo. If my uncle shrugs at me, what does that mean?
Yeah,
just
that
shrugging me.
was my note. Is like he just knew it right away.
Who are you?
Like, what did he get from that? It could have been anything. It could have been like, dude, the deal didn't go down. Like, it could have been anything.
Oh, they were out
But-
of tiramisu. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
So bad.
What do
So,
you guys think the thesis of this movie is?
I don't know. Let's try and figure this out.
I
make sure
already
it's
know it. The
I
thesis
think
of the
it
film
is-
is girls like it rough, but just enough. Kidnap them and psychologically torment them just enough, but give them a way out if they
Okay.
really, really need it. Don't give them a safe word. This is not just the thesis of the film. This is my advice to any young men out there who are looking to court a girl. Psychologically torment women just enough. Only if you're hot. Only if you're hot. If you're not hot, this doesn't apply to you. Or if you're not Italian.
Yeah.
And
That's what 365 teaches. Don't watch 365.
and look out
That-
for rival gangs.
Yeah, the thesis is that horny Italian rich mafia dudes can get away with anything.
Anything.
Hot.
That's
Horny,
probably about
rich,
it.
hot Italian mafia dudes.
Yeah.
You got to be hot.
Mm-hmm.
What's your thesis, Patrick?
My thesis is take advantage of the opportunities put in front of you. If you get abducted and the dude's hot and he's very rich, just fucking roll with it. It's just roll with it. That's the thesis, is take advantage of the opportunities placed in front of you. I have a couple
like that.
I have a couple options I want to get to about how to make the movie better.
What do you got?
Option 1, don't make it. Don't make it at all. Option 2, and this is what I thought initially, she's a secret agent who's trying to find him. And that's what she's happened in that first scene. That's why that first scene is there, is she's a secret agent. And she's trying to find him, and they meet, and they fuck a bunch. It could be the same thing, but there's just, like, some emotional stakes to it. And it's like, whatever. Something like that. But she's a secret agent.
I love that because I thought there was going to be a twist. I thought that she was responsible for killing his family or something. Like he was hunting her because he wanted revenge. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah, that could even be it. She's a secret agent, and she killed his dad, and he's like, and they're like, hey, they're fucking closing in on you, and then like there's just sparks, and it's like, you killed my dad, but god damn it, I need to sex you up so good, and she's like, you're on my other side, but damn it, I need to sex you up and stuff. And,
yeah, just like a classic Romeo and Juliet thing.
Except
or maybe she was the rival gang's daughter or something all along, or the heiress of the other mafia gang. I don't know. Like maybe they were actually he's the leader of his mafia, and maybe his family killed her dad or something. So she will try to get revenge on him or something. I don't know.
I think
there's stuff to play with.
There's stuff to play with. He's a mafia boss, and they had him like kill one guy early on, and like for no reason. Anyway. Option 3.
Well, they kept doing the thing where he would disappear and take care of work, and was like, oh, this mysterious. He's the man. He's the badass man.
But a
doing
mafia
his
boss doesn't kill
mysterious shit.
people. A mafia boss doesn't kill people.
Only at the last resort or to make a super big statement.
Yeah, like he only kills people like his right hand man if his right hand man like fucks him over.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know. I'm not a mafia boss or I have any
I'm a
first-hand
mafia
experience,
boss.
but I would assume such. It's the same as a CEO or a figurehead of anything else.
Option 3, and this one I kind of like too. It's a service that she signed up for, like an escape room, like a sexy escape room or something like that. And at the end, she was the one who was like controlling the contract the whole time. and like he had to play the part for 365 days, but then he fell in love with her. Something weird like that. Just because it's like I can't imagine. Just because like she's kidnapped and she's like, I'm just walking around. Oh wow, look at this cool stuff. And like,
dude,
she's
I
just
love that.
super casual. And like, if it was like part of the experience, then I'd buy that more.
Dude, you could also just take that plot twist and tack it onto the end of this movie and make the entire thing so much better.
Yeah, I mean,
that's what they were doing.
Oh.
They could have done a lot of stuff that wouldn't have been a big deal. And who knows, maybe there is a story here and it's all cut super trimmed down to this.
That's true, because it is based off of a book. Option 4.
It could just be a mess of bad. There's a crazy production cycle. A lot of stuff wasn't usable, and they just cut what they had, or maybe what they had just sucked. I don't know. Maybe there is something there. I do want to. I think you pretty much hit up every option.
Option
for
5,
making the
make
movie
it
better.
a porn.
Yeah, make Christian's
Make
dream.
it a
come
Yeah,
true.
what can we all agree? What's wrong with this film? Let's say it together. No penetration.
Penetration. Thanks,
Yeah.
thanks, teacher. Thank you, Christian.
I do want to. There are 2 tidbits of observations. So there's 2 instances where she needs like designer help or like to pick out outfits or to do her dress. And
Oh my
both time it's a pair of gay dudes, both 2 different like gay dude. Like it's just like what? Like it's like a terrible cliche, I guess, that it's going after, stereotyping, right? It's just like okay, once that's obviously yikes, and then it happened again.
And I was confused as
Have you ever met a gay guy? They have the best fashion sense.
Well, perhaps, but just the movie. That's like apparently the director or writer just thinks that's the only.
I don't think that's a
form
bad.
of
I
fashion
think
of
that's
person.
kind of a true stereotype. Like I think that's true. I think that gay guys have really, really good fashion sense. Straight guys don't. Look at me. I fucking dress like shit.
I can't look at you, Christian.
Yeah, exactly.
All remote.
I admire that. Have you seen Queer Eye? I love that show. That's a great show.
I agree with you, Christian, but I also want to like it's still wrong to just like throw that in. Like it made no sense for
Once fine, it once is whatever.
it's just such
a
a
stereotype. It's playing with the stereotype. It's a shorthand. I don't know, whatever.
it's
But
tired.
to do it twice, like is like okay, there's something here.
It's so tired. It's a tired cliche, and it didn't like. It would make more sense whenever there were like, weren't there 3 like different montages with the 2 different gay dudes who were her stylists or something, and then 1 with her friend. Like, wouldn't it make more sense? And again, this kind of just goes to this being a bad movie that's just like about sex, but they're just afraid to make it about sex and make it a porno. It's like maybe if there was someone in her camp who was like, "Oh, I'm on your side. Let's go get like." There's just nobody, so they just insert this random stereotype of the 2 gay dudes. Here we go. They hired 2 gay dudes to fucking be her stylists, and it's like,
Yeah, but what if the actors playing the 2 gay dudes were JVN and Anthony from Queer Eye? Then it would be dope.
That would be dope.
For our 2 viewers or listeners who know who JVN and Anthony are, that would be so dope. JVN just comes up, "Oh, girl, you look so good, but let me tell you something about Massimo. You can do so much better, girl. Look at where you
Anybody
are
could.
right
He
now.
abducted her.
You can do so much better." Like,
So much
trust me,
better.
he's hot, but like he's kind of rough around the edges, if you know what I mean. I love JVN. I want to go on the record. I fucking love Queer Eye. I love all those guys. They should have
for
cast
setting
them.
the record straight.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, I'll have to.
I'll
have to
for the
amend my
one
record.
listener who knows the reference I just made, it would have made that movie so good.
And my last observational bit is that the credit song, like movie ends, cut the black, roll credits, is a direct rip-off, inspirational derivative song of that Weekend song that was like all big from
Worth
50
it.
Shades. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
Worth it.
Oh yes,
Like it was just like it was literally that. Like it's just
We haven't even touched on the real movie that this is the most like is The Room. This movie is the most like The Room.
This movie is like you take The Room and 50 Shades and fucked,
Yep.
and you get this.
Yeah.
You're
Little movie
tearing me
reference.
apart, Laura.
Real quick before I want to play, I'll play a couple.
No, not the other room, the Brie Larson room.
No.
I believe.
No.
Oh,
Oh, that's
yeah,
just called
kinda.
because that is
Room.
kind of like there's a kidnapping element there. That's what I thought that was what you were touching on.
No, I was
Oh.
talking about just the way that they like The Room. Like Tommy Wiseau, like, oh hi Mark.
We should do one episode on that.
I fucking
And
love
the
that
disaster.
movie.
Oh, hi, baby girl.
Oh hi baby girl, are you lost, baby girl?
Dude, this would have been
I'm
so
going
good
to-
with Tommy
I'm-
Wiseau.
I'm going to fuck you. I'm going to fuck you until they hear you in Warsaw. Okay? Oh, you're my best
well-
customer, Laura.
Yeah, do you guys want to rate it, and then we can talk about what we're watching these days?
I mean, I've got some reviews too, and I wanted to play a quick game.
oh,
Uh,
yeah.
So I'm gonna give you a review, and I want you to say whether or not it's 365 or 50 Shades.
Ooh.
Okay.
All right.
Fun.
All right.
Okay. What quote unquote thing did I watch? It's a half-star review.
Okay.
All right.
Just go. 365 or 50 Shades. Don't think about it too much. That's it. What a thing did I watch?
Oh,
That's it.
probably 365. I didn't know that was the review.
That's the review. Half star, 165.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with John. 365.
All right. So what if it's full of hot, sexy scenes with gorgeous actors and a thumping soundtrack? Not for everyone, but definitely for those looking for something fun to watch at home. Don't let the low RT score scare you off. If you only knew what most film critics look like, you'd get why they're giving it a 0. For real.
Oh my God. I'd say 365 is again.
Oh, wow. Christian?
Shit. Thumping soundtrack. I'm gonna say Shades for this one.
Okay. John was correct. That's 2 glorps to John. Sorry, guys.
Dick. 2 butt plugs for
but-
me.
Two
Damn
butt
it.
plugs to
Two-
John. Only 1 butt plug for Christian. All right. Last one. This movie is horrendous. I really can't say it enough. It's a porno, and a bad one at that.
365.
365.
That is 50 Shades.
Dude,
And that's
that
from-
guy. Well, that guy's never seen 365.
He hasn't.
Yeah,
He
or
hasn't.
porn.
He hasn't. He actually says that in there.
Side note:
Here's-
have not seen 365.
Here's another one. 50 Shades of My Asshole. What the fuck is wrong with you people? I like that one. And
So
then
angry that people like it.
And then this one is a half star. I'm just reading them. This movie, and that's in quotes, makes Wattpad, and this is where I saw that, Wattpad fan fictions look like masterpieces. Seriously, who thought this was a good idea? That's
I mean,
they're-
it worked out for them. That's
Yeah.
for sure. So
yeah. So those are the reviews. Don't see 365. Don't support them. I don't think it's good.
yeah, I
You
mean,
can't even
it's
beat
already-
off to it.
It's already on cloud 9, so it kind of sucks. But yeah, don't.
I mean, again, to our viewers, to our listeners. So yeah, let's give it our ratings.
All right, let's hear it. Yours, Patrick.
Okay, I got for 365, 1.1 out of 10. Portraits of Me with a Tiger.
Ah,
Yeah.
very smart.
Yeah, I gave it
Reference.
0.1 for boobies because boobies are great, but only 0.1. And then I deducted 2 points because of no hog.
Yeah.
Equal
Fair.
opportunity nudity.
Yep.
And
Did
then
you-
50 Shades, I gave 5 out of 10 butt plugs.
Oh, that's pretty high.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
Yeah.
I think it's a good-looking movie. I don't think it's a good movie. I think it's a good-looking movie, and I saw it right after seeing 365, so I was like, you're a great movie.
Dude, I'm with you on that. I give 365 1 out of 10 bottles of lotion because of no penetration. If they had shown one shot, literally one shot of penetration, would have shot me up to a 5 out of 10. Actually, no, 7 out of 10. If I had seen one shot, not even penetration, if I had just seen a full-on shot of Massimo's penis, would have been 7 out of 10. Anyways, but I'm not gay, I promise. 50 Shades, I'm going to give that 6 lip bites out of 10.
Oh, there's
I
a
was gonna
lot
do the
of lip
bites.
bites. That's
You
great.
stole that from me.
It's a lot of lip bites, yeah. Yeah.
I gave I'm giving 365 a half star out of 5. That's a
Ooh.
0.5 out of 5.
Okay.
Or a 0.5 ice cream cones out of 5. And 50 Shades, I give 1 helicopter ride out of 5.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay.
So a 1 out of 5.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
Yeah. So what are you guys watching these days besides
This?
softcore porn?
Ooh.
Dude, I've just been putting on in the background the X-Men movies lately because it's been a while since I've rewatched the X-Men movies, and I've just been kind of like watching them in the background, but I keep finding myself like getting pulled into it because I forgot how much fun those movies are. Like some of them suck, but none of them
ride.
really suck though.
Yeah.
They're all pretty fun. Like I just watched
Did you
First
get to
Class
Phoenix
the
one?
other day.
Oh
That
my
movie
God,
is
Dark
phenomenal.
Phoenix is so bad.
What is?
Which one? Sorry.
The Phoenix one with Sansa.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't
It's supposed
seen
to be
that
bad.
one yet. I've heard it's bad.
It is very bad.
I heard it was bad because it was boring.
It is very boring. It's also very bad. I feel like it's bad for a lot of different reasons. We could do a whole thing on X-Men.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
But
else,
anyway,
you
so
watching?
I've been watching X-Men. It's just been fun to revisit it. The first one is so good. Like I said, I just watched First Class. I started what's the past future Days of Future Past. I just started that. I've actually never seen that one the whole way
I
through.
like that one.
That's
So
a
I
good
started
one. Right.
I started that one today, and I've probably got like 40 minutes into it and was really enjoying it. So that's what I've been watching.
Hell yeah.
Nice.
How about you guys?
Well, I watched the Eurovision, the Will Ferrell Eurovision.
Is that good?
No. It's
Oh,
not.
what'd you, dude?
Oh, really?
It's
I saw good tweets and stuff on the internet.
Well,
good buzz.
I don't think it's. I mean, it's.
Dude.
I don't. It's like Will Ferrell doing the same thing that he did.
It's the same thing he always does. My wife was watching it the other night, and I had to put on headphones. I couldn't stand it.
It's so tired.
I mean, I believe it. I was surprised to see the good buzz around it.
I'm
so.
surprised. I'm surprised
Dude.
he made it because I felt like he was like again. It's like if Michael Jordan came out of retirement now and tried to score 50 points. Like it's really like, wait, what? The jokes aren't funny. The jokes are tired. He is still playing. He's still playing a man-child. It's just not. It's not funny. And it's not even because he's always been old. It's not because he's old. It's like it's just not funny. And I love Will Ferrell.
He does this super cringy, like obscure Scandinavian accent the whole time.
He's Iceland.
He's
an Icelandic accent.
I couldn't do it. And they got Rachel McAdams. They
got
dragged Rachel McAdams into it.
Poor Rachel McAdams.
I don't know how it happened. And people like it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
got
people
had
like
good
it.
buzz.
I also watched Us because that's leaving HBO soon. And that was my second viewing of Us, the Jordan Peele one. And man, that was really good. Like watching it the second time really
Yeah,
made me feel
I need to
good
give it a
about
second view.
Yeah,
I feel like you'd benefit from that.
because I feel like I figured out a lot, and I would love to talk about that movie. And I
it'd be
also
a fun one.
watched half of Constantine, and I'll go back and watch that. I've just been I watched Ad Astra too. I watched a lot of stuff. I'm just
Nice.
thinking.
Yeah, I like Ad Astra.
Oh, dude, I
That
fell
was
asleep
cool.
to Ad Astra while I was high the other night, and it was a fucking trip. That I loved it. It was dope.
Yeah,
Nice.
I think it's got
So-
moments.
Yeah.
I don't have many. I haven't been watching many movies besides 365 in the last week and a half. Mainly because I've been playing The Last of Us 2, which is a
That's kind of a
cinematic
movie.
experience, so I will
Oh,
count it.
Totally is. How are you liking
And
that?
So it's cool. I mean, it has pacing issues, and the ending of the game is definitely Return of the King, where it's like these vignettes of the story ending in a very weird, annoying way, and it's like, wait, like it fades to black. Oh, okay, it's not over yet. Okay,
Yeah.
So I'm in that stage of it just kind of stringing along its ending.
Yeah.
But with that said, I like it, and I think it has some cool messages. I like the new characters it brought in, the themes of cycles of violence and questioning you know, just the simple concept of the good guy or motivations, or how it makes violence. You know, in video games, you're murdering people in droves as you go through levels, and then this game, it makes it part of the world. It makes it part of the story, part of the character's psyche, and that's really cool. Kind of what BioShock did with choice. This game does with violence on a mass level.
Huh.
So that was pretty cool, and yeah, I really like the new characters. Like character Abby, she grew on me when you play with her in her stretch. So
Me too.
I thought I'm like 98% of the way, but I could probably review it mostly at a whole right now and say it's good. I like it. Very well done.
I concur. I've read some, because there's a lot of like mixed reviews about Last of Us 2 right now, and some of it is warranted, but I've seen a lot of it that, in my opinion, was just kind of like fucking haters. I think it was a worthy follow-up to the first one, in my opinion. But
I do too, and I think the petitions for them to make a new game is ridiculous. But
Why would
yeah,
they do
I think
that?
they did good. It was their story. It's their choice to tell the story they want to tell. First of all, you know, just be like, I get the personal attachment people have to video games as theirs or whatever, but like the game wasn't made for you. There's 10 million other people who played the game, you know.
Yeah.
And in the end, it's their story that they're telling.
I mean, it's the same
So,
thing with the
like,
last.
Get the fuck over
Last
yourself.
Jedi. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, again, like The Last Jedi. You know, I fucking hated The Rise of Skywalker. It's insulting to me, and so is the ending of Game of Thrones. But I'm not out there asking people to remake it or even have that sentiment. Like it's so entitled and stupid. Obviously, I think a lot of these people don't realistically expect that, but the sentiment they're pushing through for sure.
Because
But Sonic got remade.
Yeah.
Sonic got remade, so they can remake it for Q.
And I promise you, that didn't make the movie any better or worse. It just was completely cosmetic.
Shots fired from.
It's the same movie. Nothing changes. It's just the way he looks. Maybe the way you feel because he looks unsettling changes.
You can't.
The
You
story,
can't tell me how I feel.
The story is the same. It didn't change.
The song remains the same.
Yeah. Anyways,
all right.
tag this one out.
Yeah, next week we're going to be watching 1917, the war movie about the war they don't make many movies about because it's very depressing. That's World War I I'm talking about. I don't see, and correct me if I'm wrong. Also, hit us up on...
yeah, World War I.
What's up?
Yeah, World War I.
Yeah.
You're correct.
They make a shit ton of fucking World War II movies. But World War I, they do not make as many movies about because it is depressing. Hit us up on Twitter at Stinky Podcast and tell us what you think we should watch next. Tell us why we're wrong in our takes about 365. Pitch us your movie. Tell us your favorite movie. Tell us why you like 365 because it baffles me. And please rate and review this stinky old podcast wherever you pick your podcast from.
All right.
And as they say in
Warsaw.
As they say in Warsaw.
Oh, my neighbors probably just heard that. Fuck.